Welcome to another episode of the next Biz Thing, where we uncover the most compelling new businesses changing the game in their industries. Today, we're diving into a space that merges the rigorous precision of mathematics with the fast-moving world of financial markets. If you're a trader, quant, portfolio manager, or someone who thrives on deciphering the deeper mechanics of market behavior, this one's going to hit home. We're taking a closer look at CoreGrid, a powerful and sophisticated platform that's helping finance professionals peel back the surface of market movements to reveal the hidden structures underneath. At first glance, the market might look like a chaotic swirl of prices, moving up and down based on news cycles, economic data, and investor sentiment. But anyone who's spent time in quantitative finance knows that underneath that noise, there are relationships, correlations, co-integrations, and deep interdependencies that truly drive how assets behave over time. CoreGrid is purpose-built to expose exactly those kinds of connections. It's more than a charting tool or a screening platform. It's a lens through which quants and traders can observe the market's architecture, not just its activity. What makes CoreGrid particularly exciting is that it doesn't stop at traditional correlation analysis. The team behind it has developed proprietary techniques that go far beyond looking at surface-level relationships. One of the platform's most compelling features is its ability to filter out broad market and sector noise, essentially stripping out the influence of big indexes like SPY or sector-based ETFs. Why does that matter? Because when you remove those overarching forces, you're left with the true intrinsic behavior of individual financial instruments. That's where the real alpha lives. That's where you find those non-obvious opportunities for pair trading, mean reversion setups, and statistical arbitrage plays that others miss. Let's break that down a little bit. In many cases, traders who rely on raw correlation metrics may be misled by relationships that exist only because two assets are both highly tied to the same benchmark index. But correlation that's purely driven by, say, the S&P 500 doesn't actually tell you much about the unique relationship between two assets. CoreGrid's approach isolates those structural connections that exist even after controlling for broad market movement. That's an extremely powerful insight. It's like removing the background noise so you can clearly hear the melody playing underneath. But CoreGrid doesn't just stop at numerical output. It brings its data to life with intuitive market topology visualizations. These visualizations map out how assets are connected in the larger financial ecosystem, offering a kind of market map that shows where real relationships are hiding. Imagine being able to zoom in on sectors or even individual pairs of instruments and seeing not just whether they're correlated, but how and why. This kind of topology modeling gives traders a way to navigate market complexity visually, opening up entirely new methods of idea generation and portfolio construction. One thing that really sets CoreGrid apart is its commitment to data integrity. The platform is built on a foundation of survivorship bias-free historical data, which means it doesn't just show you the past as seen through today's survivors. It shows you the actual market as it was, complete with delisted stocks and defunct instruments. That's a level of realism that's absolutely essential if you're backtesting strategies or trying to understand long-term patterns. Because if your data only includes the winners, your strategy might look amazing in theory, but fall apart in practice. So, who is CoreGrid really for? The answer is anyone operating in the professional trading world who needs to go beyond surface-level analysis. For quantitative hedge funds, this is a tool that can feed directly into model development and idea screening. For independent traders running mean reversion systems, it offers a new edge in filtering out noise and identifying statistically valid trade setups. For portfolio managers trying to balance risk while maximizing opportunity, CoreGrid reveals correlations that aren't always visible through traditional lenses. But there's also a philosophical side to this. CoreGrid invites users to think differently, not just about individual trades, but about the entire structure of the market. It's an invitation to stop reacting to what the market seems to be doing on the surface and instead explore what's really going on underneath. It's a shift from reactive to proactive analysis, from chasing price to understanding cause. What's also noteworthy is that CoreGrid isn't trying to replace human judgment. It's trying to amplify it. The insights it provides are only as powerful as the mind interpreting them. But by giving users the ability to identify structural relationships and filter out the noise, it supercharges the decision-making process. It enables better questions, and better questions lead to better trades. Another standout aspect is how CoreGrid empowers pair trading strategies. This is a field that thrives on subtle, stable relationships, assets that tend to move together in predictable ways. But the challenge is in identifying those relationships early and ensuring they're not just statistical flukes. CoreGrid's approach to co-integration analysis, combined with its noise-filtering algorithms, makes it a potent discovery engine for these kinds of strategies. Whether you're scanning equities, ETFs, or even cross-asset opportunities, it's built to help you surface trades that are statistically sound and fundamentally sensible. Let's also not forget the time savings. Anyone who's worked with large-scale market data knows how tedious and error-prone it can be to run custom correlation or co-integration analysis manually. CoreGrid removes that friction entirely. Instead of spending hours writing Python code or wrangling CSVs in Excel, users can lean on CoreGrid's clean, streamlined interface to generate insights in minutes. That's more time for ideation, execution, and iteration. Of course, any tool is only as valuable as its adoption, and CoreGrid is designed with accessibility in mind. Despite the complexity of the math behind the scenes, the platform remains intuitive to use. Traders aren't required to have a PhD in statistics to benefit, but for those who do want to go deep, the depth is there. Power users can explore lag effects, multidimensional correlations, and even regime changes in asset relationships. It's flexible, adaptable, and serious about data science, without making users jump through hoops to get there. CoreGrid also stands out for its vision. It's not trying to be another stock screener or alert generator. It's building a new way of thinking about markets, one that embraces complexity and seeks to decode it rather than avoid it. As markets become more algorithmically driven and as traditional alpha becomes harder to find, platforms like CoreGrid are no longer optional, they're essential. And let's be clear, this isn't just for equities. CoreGrid can be used across a wide range of financial instruments, making it relevant for FX traders, fixed income specialists, and multi-asset portfolio managers. The common thread is the need to understand structural relationships, to see the system, not just the signal. At its core, CoreGrid embodies the future of quantitative research. It's built on the understanding that insight, real, meaningful insight, comes not from staring harder at the same charts as everyone else, but from asking fundamentally different questions. What really drives this price movement? What are the hidden dependencies behind this instrument's behavior? What happens when we strip away everything that moves with the index? And while this level of analysis was once reserved for only the largest hedge funds with the most advanced in-house teams, CoreGrid is democratizing access to those capabilities. Whether you're a boutique firm, an independent quant, or a curious analyst, you now have the tools to engage in deep market analysis without needing a dozen data engineers and a quant research department. So if you're serious about trading, and I mean serious, CoreGrid is a platform you'll want to explore. Not just because it's innovative, not just because it's elegant, but because it's built on the fundamental belief that markets are more than just price. They're systems, and systems can be understood if you have the right tools. That's Core Grid. Insight beyond the obvious, structure beyond the signal, and a genuine edge in a world where edge is everything. Thanks for listening to the next Biz Thing. We'll catch you next time with more of the pioneers who are pushing the envelope and reshaping the business landscape, one brilliant idea at a time.